My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 4. And this review will have spoilers for the entire story, so there's your warning. But I found this episode to be so frustrating because I really liked the first half hour. I actually thought to myself that this is a good episode of television. But the last 20 minutes are so bad that they taint the entire episode. So let's begin by talking about what I did like. And I love the fact we've got rain here. Like, the rain and the fog is such an essential part of the atmosphere of the second game, so I'm glad they brought that to this episode. I like the take on me scene. It's not as good in the show because there has been no build up with the guitar whatsoever, so there's not as much emotional weight. But Bella Ramsey did a nice job singing, and it was a fine enough moment. The oh, Jeffrey Wright is back playing Isaac, and he is so good as this character. He is so menacing and scary, and he brings lots of dramatic weight here. The radio station scene is well done. I like how it felt like a stealth section from the actual game, and I love how it escalates and leads into the subway section. And this scene was great. It was. I love the red lighting. I thought it was tense and thrilling. Just them getting surrounded by clickers from outside the train and how they're trying to escape. Just, I'll give credit where it's due. This moment had me on edge. And unlike the second episode, it didn't feel like a distraction. But then Ellie saves Dina and gets bitten. And this is now the third time she has been bitten, and it's feeling a little redundant at this point. The show should have had the spores. They should have. And I guess we're getting them introduced next week, but it just works better for this moment. But whatever. That moment was fine. We then enter the theater, and Dina is about to kill Ellie, and this moment just lacks any emotional weight, and it is so poorly written. It is. The way Ellie tries to explain herself and the way it escalates is so bad. And look, I love this moment from the game, but the way Dina brings up her pregnancy here just didn't work in context of the scene. But Ellie finds out Dina is pregnant, and they then have lesbian sex. And, okay, how do I say this? It's meant to be the big payoff to all that build-up, but the build-up was poorly done, and the payoff just seems so out of place here. Like, I'm sorry, but having this moment after Joe dies is baffling. Like, it truly is. In the game, Ellie is so consumed with grief that she wouldn't even be thinking of this. She just wouldn't. That's why the take on me scene is so good in the game, because it's the one time where her mind wanders and she's not thinking about Joel there for just a couple minutes, and instead she's focusing on Dina. But for them to go all the way with it here, just its placement in the story doesn't work for me. I thought the scene where they were talking about Dina's bisexuality and Ellie's bite mark, I thought it was really poorly written, and then it ends with an explosion. And was that at the hospital? Are they skipping Hillcrest? I mean, whatever, but the writing was so bad. Oh, by the way, all that was in like 20 minutes. So, like, it definitely dragged near the end. So, yeah. Also, like, Ellie reacted stupidly. Like, she's just acting like she didn't just get bitten. And Dina's obviously freaking out. And Ellie's, like, she should know what Dina is thinking. Yeah, anyways, just so dumb. I also... Okay, so like at this point in the game, Jordan has died, and the one girl at the radio station got killed by the Seraphites. So 2 people were down. At this point in the show, nobody has died. And I just feel like pacing-wise and story-wise, that is a baffling decision. I really do wish we got the Shambler in the subway as well. And I wish we actually got to explore the environments more. Like, I know that's a luxury the game has because you get to walk around, but we go into the theater and we only see the lobby. The theater is such a lively environment in the game. So the show feels so limited here. And okay, so before I filmed this video, I saw some complaints that people had about the pride flags in Seattle. So I did myself some research because at first I didn't mind because it's in the game. But there is a big difference between the game and the show. The game, the outbreak happens in 2013. In the show, the outbreak happens in 2003. So, the first pride flag was flown in Seattle in 2010 at the top of the Space Needle. So there is a 0% chance that those pride flags would have been there. And the amount of focus on them, it felt like a really pandering moment. It doesn't ruin the episode or anything, but still kind of sticks out. So anyways, I do like some elements here. Some scenes are brought to life incredibly well, and funny enough, it's the moments that had the least amount of writing in them. The radio station, the subway, the Take on Me scene. There's they're much more reliant on atmosphere and the look of that moment. So, just an interesting observation, but the last 20 minutes are so bad, they ruined the episode. They did. The writing is baffling, and they make some baffling choices, and they still are facing the outcomes of previous baffling decisions, aka the spores. So, anyways, overall, thumbs down. Didn't like this episode, but still the best episode of the season so far. But The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 4 What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin out.